We're looking at forming up this whole back quarter section. We're going to English wheel that. Now, as we roll this back quarter, we have to swell the area over the wheel so that it gives the wheel room to go up inside. That's going to be a bit tricky to swell that and make it look like it's natural, like it's supposed to be there. Okay, there's the piece of steel. It's already cut out. There's been enough allowed on the edges to wrap the edges in, up and under and around. So you might have noticed we give it a bit of a bend just so that it has a bit of stability, otherwise very difficult to handle. You can see the curvature in it. But that was done freehand. Anyway, we're going to roll that and we'll keep you posted as we progress.
The only reason I got this quarter panel on the car was to compare and contrast this wheel arch with the one we marked out on the new quarter panel. And we are darn close. So this piece here, this is garbage. We can get rid of this. So before I heave this, show you guys what we were dealing with on the inside. See all this undercoating that it just falls off. There, this stuff here. And that held the moisture, which basically caused the rot to happen from the inside out and create all these little pinholes and whatever. So quickest way to deal with this, throw this out and get a whole new piece wheeled up on the car. So welcome to Envision Prototypes. I'm Nick. And what we have here is a new quarter panel we're working on. We just started wheeling it, laying things out, developing the new wheel arch. It's really, really close. It's within 1/4 of an inch of the old one. I brought the back in just a little bit. It'll look a little bit better because I don't want to be seeing the structure of the INFINITI underneath. Other than that, it's going to have about the same height as before. And I've mentioned that once this car gets loaded up with all the stuff on the inside, seats and what have you, the glass, she's going to squat down about 1 3/4 inches. So she'll come right down. Like this has to be trimmed back a bit. But that'll probably be the right height of the wheel arch once it's all done. What I'll be working on now is trimming away the material above the red line because I need to take and scribe the quarter panel to this channel that's sitting in behind here. You can barely see it, but it's there. This is just a sample piece. And what it's going to do is hold the trim that runs down the side of the car. So everything's going to be flush. When you run your hand down the side of the car, you're going to have that piece of trim, but it's going to be recessed within the body. It's going to look different. Hopefully it's going to look good. We'll see. It will. So once we creep up, we'll start tacking the quarter panel to that channel, and then we'll go ahead and wheel this up for the final time, smooth everything out, because it's kind of dancing around. When you're wheeling this panel, as you saw earlier, she kind of wants to go her own way. So we're going to take and create some stiffness using that. We'll take and bend this bottom, create some stiffness down here, break this edge, again creating more stiffness within the panel, and then eventually we'll get to the back and roll that around and start working on the rear fascia. And that'll be done once the other quarter panel is mounted kind of the same way as this side. So we have both sides symmetrically working together. As you can see though, I still haven't gotten to this door yet. We did the outside skin. I apologize for not getting into the structure, but there's so many other little things you want to address before finalizing that. I want to make sure that all the gaps are good, nothing's moving around. And well, we're really close to the bottom of the door. I got the template created, but we just haven't got to fabricating it just yet. This is a huge elephant. and there's so many little things going on everywhere that you don't want to trap yourself. Well, I figured when we're taking a break from wheeling, we can then work on the bottoms of the doors and get that finished up. Let's use electric shear and start cutting that down, and then we can start scribing it closer and closer. If I have to cut this 3 times, I don't care, that's fine. But I want my final cut to be exactly on that channel line, because when you bring the 2 pieces of metal together and create the weld, I want those edges to come together perfectly with no gaps or no weird things going on. It'll be a lot easier to finish the quarter panel once it's all welded up. You see how floppy it is. It just kind of bounces around. So as soon as we get some stiffness into it, it'll make it a lot more manageable. Now we're going to cut one more time. That's close, but I want this to be exact. Leave a little tail on the back just to allow us to clamp the panel on the back. Okay. If I let this go, it's going to fall. No, it won't. There's one more clamp at the back. It's hiding. Now, we've got to sneak this in underneath that channel. Now, All right, guys, it's coming in really, really well. You can see it's touching the channel from the inside all the way along, which is what we want. This is good here. That's going to roll in underneath. This will get trimmed back, and then we're going to begin the roll around the wheel arch. We have to scribe the inside because the inside wheel arch extensions, if you recall, the original Infiniti had a round arch. Well, we've taken and flattened it out to incorporate this arch. So we can't just leave the exterior sheet metal flopping around. We have to have an inner web that comes out and picks up on the exterior panel here. So when this comes off, you'll see that. And yeah, we're just about there with this. It's coming in pretty close back here. I just had a clamp temporarily holding it, but it was pulling it in a little bit incorrectly. Yeah. I don't want to let this go, but I have to. Yeah, that's fine right there. A little bit of a flat spot there. But like I said, once we take and tack these two pieces together and start rolling a few more flanges, the panel will get a little more rigid. It'll be a lot easier to roll it through the wheel. All right, so what we're going to do, I thought about cutting the top off, scribing it, cutting it, and tacking it, but we're not going to tack it just yet. In the event I need to disassemble these two pieces, I'll run a bunch of screws through here, fix them together temporarily, go to the brake, bend the bottom. This can be bent as a straight line because our rocker is a straight line. Back here, there's a flange we have to mate up with for the Infiniti structure in there. Get the quarter panel back on the car, slide it in where it needs to be. Go ahead and scribe this wheel arch. Start rolling that over, go back to the wheel this out for the one final time, then cut the top off, weld it together on the bench where I can work on it, metal finish it, do all that, get the whole quarter panel in place and weld this in for the last time. Yeah, and then we have the back to work on. So that has to be pulled together, a little wedge has to go into here, weld all that up, and then we can go ahead and jump to the other side, get the passenger side done, then the rear fascia. So. A lot of work yet. Okay, one more pass and out. Okay, that's it, guys. So that little bit of oil canning you saw in this area here, little dishes here, they pop right on out. This top rib that belongs up there, we're using it as a stiffener to hold the panel in place. So now we can go try it, see how it looks. Up a little bit. Yeah, it's almost there. There you go. Okay. Basically going to snap onto the car.
The back has to come up.
Yeah. You get it? I gotta sneak in here. Did you get it?
Yeah, what's in there, but it needs to be convex down a little bit.
That front edge hasn't been finished yet.
Yeah.
So,
Fairly flat through here.
so it's good up to about here, and then we need to take and finish hammer and dolly work down below here. So it's really close, but you can see how the panel just snaps in. It's sitting where it needs to up here. Tacks are all lining up. It's sitting where it needs to on the rocker. This has been rolled. Whoops, too late. The bottom edge of this back area, it clips into the pinch weld on the Infinity. And well, we have to make a filler piece over there. We're not gonna put this on the car just yet. We have to prime the inside of this panel, get the other one done. We'll do them both at the same time. And I think we're gonna get this project turned around a little bit, give us more room to work back there.